Good morning and welcome to the history class. Dear students, after a short break, we are going to start our class through online, that is virtual class. This COVID-19 pandemic forced us to continue the class through online. Don't be discouraged. Don't be disappointed. It is a challenge in front of us, and every challenge gives us an opportunity. Take it as an opportunity to learn new things, new method, new ways. With this, I am going to start our class with the topic French Revolution. The first chapter of our syllabus is the French Revolution. What is a revolution? A sudden change is generally referred as revolution. It can be in the field of politics, it can be in the field of industrial production, it can be in the field of agriculture, and so on. Here we are going to discuss about a political change that took place in France. French Revolution took place in France on 14th July 1789, when a rumor spread in the city of Paris that the ruler Louis XVI ordered his troops to move to the city of Paris and ordered his troops to fire upon the ordinary people. A large number of people, including men and women, gathered in front of the town hall in Paris, and they formed a people's militia, or a force of the common people. And in search of arms and ammunition, they attacked, they stormed to the government offices, government buildings, to collect arms and ammunition to fight against the government force. On their way, a group of people attacked Basel jail, which was the despotic symbol in France. People hated Basel jail as it was the symbol of French despotic rule. They also felt that they could find a large quantity of arms and ammunition from this jail, and they destroyed this jail completely and released the prisoners, even though there were only 7 prisoners, and they considered it as their first success against the absolute rule. Gradually, the riots which started in Paris, that spread to the rural areas also. Before discussing about the French Revolution or the time of the French Revolution, let us see the time before the revolution. The time before French Revolution is generally referred as old regime. It means, we can see that it means, or it is used to describe the society and institutions of France before 1789. That is old regime. Old regime is a term used to describe the society and the institutions of France before 1789. during this period or in this time, there were two major groups or major divisions in the society: unprivileged people and privileged people. Privileged people had many advantages, many privileges. They always suppressed the unprivileged people. Unprivileged people had all the burdens of paying taxes, then providing free labor to the nobles, clergies, and other privileged groups, etc. And the society under the old regime, that is during this period, before the revolution, the French society was divided into three estates. The first estate was constituted by the clergies, that is the church people. And second estate was constituted by the nobles and the aristocrats. And the third estate was constituted by ordinary people, which constituted about 90% of the total population. 90%. It included traders, industrialists, business class, then professionals like lawyers, doctors, etc., and common people, peasants, farmers, and so on. Now let us see the situation, that means how the people, these unprivileged people, were treated by the privileged group. This cartoon is showing that means how the unprivileged people were suppressed by or treated by the privileged group. And now we are going to discuss about the causes of the French Revolution, that we can classify into the following headings, that is political cause, economic cause, social cause, subsistence crisis, growth of middle class, and influence of philosophers and thinkers. Let us see it one by one. See that political cause. Here we are going to discuss mainly about the role of the French king. During the time of French Revolution, Louis XVI was the ruler of France. He ascended the throne in 1774 at the age of 20. And he got married to Austrian Princess Maria Antoinette. He was a pleasure-loving person, not very much interested in administration or the welfare of the people and the what is called interest of the nation. So very often Queen Maria Antoinette interfered in the administrative matters with the help of her advisors and so on. So that made the situation worse than before, or worse than ever. Along with this, we can say that the financial condition, we can say that also become worse. Already France was bankrupt because the rulers, the previous rulers, Louis XIV, Louis XV, they all spend a lot of money in their wars, in their extra expenditure for maintaining palace like Versailles Palace and so on. So this put France in bankrupt. This was further added by the decision of Louis XVI. During his period, he decided to help the American War of Independence, or the 13 colonies. He decided to support the 13 colonies to fight against, in their fight against English, because France and England were enemies, arch enemies throughout till the First World War. And there were two major powers also. in in Europe. And this support that increased the debt of France, and this forced the king to increase the taxes, and again the burden goes to the shoulders of common people. And the first and second stage members, they enjoyed many privileges, such as they did not want to pay taxes, and they could get free service from the third estate members. They had the right to collect revenue, feudal dues, and other taxes from the third estate members, and all the what is called important offices were under their control. These were the privileges enjoyed by them. And this we can see that here already we have discussed about the division of the French society. We are coming to that point, that is the social division. That is the second cause of the French Revolution. That is the division of the society. That is first estate was constituted by the clergy, the second estate by the nobles, and the third estate by the common people, and so on. And we have seen that the first and second estates, they enjoyed many privileges, and all the burden of taxes and paying revenues and so on were on the shoulders of third estate members. So they opposed this. And next topic that we are going to discuss, that is the third cause, that is the subsistence crisis. The period between 1715 and 1789, the population of France increased considerably, from 23 million to 28 million. And this, as the population increased, the food production did not increase. So this created food shortage of food in France, and led to the increasing prices. And this was further worsened by bad harvest during this time, and common people were not able to buy food grains in this situation, and this led to large scale death during this period. This forced the people to fight against or revolt against the government. Okay, and next cause, that is the emergence of the middle class and the influence of philosophers and thinkers. During this period, middle class people emerged in France. This included traders, businessmen, and they were rich and educated people, and they took the what is called they led the revolt against the government. And this was supported by philosophers. The important philosophers were John Locke, Rousseau, and Montesquieu. John Locke, in his book Two Treatises of Government, he refused the principle of doctrine of what is called absolute right theory. Absolute right theory, or the doctrine of the divine right theory. Okay, so this was refused by him. And Rousseau, in his social contract, he declared that government should be formed as a contract between people and their representatives. And Montesquieu, in his book The Spirit of the Laws, he proposed division of powers between different organs such as legislature, executive, judiciary, etc. With this, we are going to wind up today's class. We will meet in the next class soon. Thank you.